Hello, families. Welcome to Back to School Night and welcome to Chemistry. This is Karen Van Hecke here, and I'm glad you could make it tonight. Sorry that we can't meet in person, but I'm glad to be able to introduce myself. To tell you a little bit about myself, I teach chemistry and AP biology. I've been teaching since 2004, and I've been teaching here at Santa Cruz High since 2013. So hello and welcome. To give you an overview of the course, here's a little video in the corner here of a reaction that I was running with my friend and colleague Stacy Falls. The two of us constitute the chemistry department at Santa Cruz High School. A little bit about the course overall. In the first quarter of chemistry, we focus on foundational understanding of the nature and structure of matter. And so first quarter topics include things like defining matter, classifying matter, the structure of the atom, and chemical bonding. During the second quarter of chemistry, we focus more on chemical changes with an emphasis on real-life problems such as climate change and ocean acidification, pollution, and clean energy. And so if in the first quarter, students are developing a conceptual understanding, in the second quarter, they are developing more of quantitative reasoning skills. And Stacy and I have worked hard to really try to make it relevant to them. We have a new curriculum that we've just adopted and are just rolling out this semester. And so it's very exciting. It is probably the closest alignment to the next generation science standards for chemistry as currently exists. And so given that we are in COVID times and we are still in distance learning, since we have this good curriculum now finally, to keep things simple. I'm trying to follow the book kind of with fidelity. And so students, instead of me providing them with notes in class and guided notes, I'm really just following the sequence of the curriculum in the book. Students have access to an ebook as well as a hard copy, and we've spent some time in class making sure that they know how to access that. And I really believe that given that we are in this distance environment, direct instruction is not an effective method of instruction for chemistry and for learning. I couldn't imagine being lectured at on the computer for 90 minutes every day on a subject. And so I really am focusing on having them collaborate. And so in a typical lesson, they're working in small groups and I'm checking in on them and answering their questions as needed. And so I'd like to show you kind of an example of what that looks like by showing you what our first lesson looked like. And so the students, the typical lesson, they would kind of be given some kind of discussion topic, get some ideas out, and then have some kind of discrepant event. And so in this case, since they can't be in the lab, I'm recording myself doing the labs for them, and they're kind of recording their observations and the data. And so I have this slideshow that they have access to, and they can watch the video. And as they watch it, they are taking notes and recording their observations, and I've got some focus questions for them. In this particular activity, I'm taking pennies and I'm making them appear gold and silver. And so they then, go back, whoops. Work together on answering questions about the activity. And so this is a interactive slide deck. And so once they watch the video, they go back into edit mode here. And there are text boxes. You can see I'm highlighting them for them to just type in their answers. And so in small groups, they would be working on answering these questions together. And you can see again, this is where they have answered questions. In the end, they're, they have to predict whether they think the pennies actually were gold or silver. And of course, most of them know and understand that they're not. But then as the sequence of lessons develop, we get into, okay, well, how can you prove that they're not? And they measure, or I measure, and again, they record data and the mass and the volume of the pennies, and they calculate the density so that they can later prove that they are in fact not gold and maybe identify exactly what they are made out of. So that, I hope, gives you a sense of what chemistry looks like in distance learning. And I thank you for coming. I'm glad to be able to introduce myself. If you have any questions for me, please don't hesitate to contact me. My email is karenvanhecke@sccs.net. Thank you, and have a good night.